Hello everybody. Hope my audio's a-okay. There we go. Great. I think we are all set up. Welcome, welcome. Let me double check that my actions are triggering properly. Yes, they are. Great. We should be good to go. Ah, we already have a guest. Wonderful. Why do I know this name? Mech Engine, we've spoken before. Why do I recognize your name?
I don't know. Probably because I do flat Earth debates.
Okay. You don't think the Earth is flat, though, do you?
No, but I do think flat Earth is not dead, unfortunately.
Okay, well, I mean dead as in it's like the idea's dead. But like they're definitely flat earthers.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Sorry. It does say think it's live, join or think it's flat, join the live. So if you don't think it's flat, or I guess technically that would be assuming the consequent. But negating the antecedent? I don't know. It's a mistake to say that if you think it's flat, join the live. That means if you don't think it's flat, don't join the live. However, it does heavily imply that. So yeah, you guys know what to do. Make sure to like the live, subscribe, watch, spam the bell, all that stuff. Do the things that you should do to get this sent out to more people so we can have more conversations. Do you have YouTube? Yeah, we're currently live streaming to YouTube, actually. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to TikTok. All of these people. Would you date a flat earther? No, but I'm also married, so like I wouldn't date anybody. Except my own wife. Did it just start? Yeah, we just started 2 minutes ago. So it'll take some time for people to roll in, but we'll get some people in as usual. Yes, people do believe in flat Earth outside of rage bait. That's very true. It is very true that that's the case. Have you read Outgrown God by Richard Dawkins? I haven't. I don't think. Mic is loud and distorted. Okay, I can turn it down. Hello. Oops, still loud. Bad Church, how's it going?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
All right, good to hear it. Glad to hear it. So, do you think the Earth is flat?
Uh, no, I don't think the Earth is flat. So I'm sorry that I'm not able to bring that to discussion. But I did have a different question for you, since you seem interested in cosmology, and I figured maybe you'd have an answer for me that I'd find interesting.
So, Ask a Physicist days are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I will be live tomorrow and on Wednesday, where you can ask those questions, but that's not for today.
Okay. Well, my apologies.
Sorry about that. We do have to respect the rules. I don't make them, I just enforce them. Ness, how's it going?
Stupendous.
Do you think the Earth is flat?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think the Earth is flat?
Give me 1 second, really quick.
Sure.
Because the Bible says so.
Okay. Do you think that that's a generally a good reason for believing things?
Yes.
Like just literal interpretations?
Well, Bible is historical and allegorical. But
Well, right. So how do you know that the parts about the flat Earth are not allegorical?
it could be.
So then, if that's the case, why do you think the Earth is flat?
There's a firmament around it. What are you talking about?
Well, wait a minute. So I thought you said that the reason you believe it's flat is because of the Bible, and then you just said that the Bible could be allegorical. In which case, maybe the Earth being flat and the firmament is allegorical, unless you have some other reason for believing it.
You ever been in a plane?
I have been in a plane, yeah. Have you been in a plane?
Yes, I have.
Okay. What does this have to do with the shape of the Earth?
Can't see the curvature of the earth, can you?
In fact, you can with a camera. Our eyes just aren't that sensitive.
Yeah, okay.
Any response, or just kind of?
Prove it.
Yeah, okay. One sec. Let me pull up the file. Here it is.
You're one of these. You believe in Galileo.
I believe in I mean, do you not think Galileo was a real
Heliocentric
person?
model, dude. You really have been led astray.
Wait, do you think that Galileo was not a real person?
I do think he was.
So what do you mean by believe in Galileo?
You believe in the heliocentric model,
Yeah.
and you've been led astray.
Hold on. So we can talk about that in a minute, but I just wanted to show you the thing that I mentioned about how you can pick up the curvature of the Earth from a plane. So this was written by David K. Lynch in 2008. He went into a plane and took a photo. He used some edge detecting software to figure out not edge detecting software, edge detecting algorithms to figure out where exactly the horizon was in the photograph. And here's his result. This is the photograph that he took. Let me make it a little bit bigger.
Dude, that's a ball and a red line and a black line. What
I wasn't done. So here's the photo he took from an airplane, about 35,000 feet up, and he connected, using his edge detection algorithms, the left edge and the right edge using a straight line. And then he also detected where the horizon was in the middle. And he found that in the middle, the horizon was where that black dot is, slightly higher than the straight line connecting the two sides. And if that's the case, that means that it must be curved, because otherwise the dot would be connected to the line connecting the two sides if it was actually flat. So he absolutely did detect curvature from an airplane.
Yeah, I don't see it, man. I see just a straight line.
So how is the middle of the straight line higher than the edges of the straight line?
I don't see it higher. I see it the straight line.
He zoomed in for you. He showed you. He shows it. It's right here. See that little insert? That's a zoom in. So the black line is the straight line. The dot is the center, or is the horizon.
You got any more compelling evidence? This is...
I mean, you asked how you can see the curvature from a plane. I showed you. The fact that you don't like the evidence isn't my problem.
No, I think it's on you to prove this.
I literally just showed it to you.
But I'm not seeing it.
Are you visually impaired?
Yes, I am, but I have my contacts in, and I don't see it.
So you saw the black dot above the straight line, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you agree that the black dot is the location of the horizon in the photograph?
Possibly.
Well, it's either a yes or a no.
No.
Okay, so you don't agree with that. On what basis do you think the black dot is not at the horizon? On what basis?
Dude, you're just heretical.
You got anything better than that? Anything better than incredulity?
You're an atheist, aren't you?
Suppose I wasn't.
So you are. I see you and Ian up here making fun of Christians and stuff.
Suppose I wasn't. Would that affect my argument?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. Because you know that...
Because the sun moves.
I happen to be good friends with somebody who's, at least up until like 3 weeks ago, was a young Earth creationist. Now he's an old Earth creationist. And he fights flat Earth. He doesn't literally fight them. He argues against flat Earth. So it doesn't seem like it really matters whether I'm an atheist or not.
Are you an atheist?
It seems kind of irrelevant for the conversation.
So you are.
Suppose I am. What then? How does that disprove the fact that this guy took a picture where the horizon in the middle of the frame was higher than the horizon on the edges of the frame?
Yep, well, only pictures I've seen of Earth from outer space are all digitized, so...
Have you seen the 1972 blue marble, perchance?
Every picture that we have of the Earth is digitized.
That doesn't answer my question. Have you seen a picture? Have you seen the 1972 blue marble? I can show it to you if you want.
No.
Okay, let me
No,
show you.
but
It's a great
that
photo.
doesn't contend with what I'm saying, though.
It's really quite a beautiful photo. Oops, that's the wrong file. Oh, I don't know why it's not popping up now. Here we go.
Oh, it's not popping up, is it?
Here we go. Have you seen this before?
Yes.
Okay. And you're saying it's digital.
It's actually my iPhone background wallpaper.
Nice. And you're saying it's digital?
Yes.
Do you know what year it was taken?
Do you believe the moon landing was real?
Can you answer my question?
1982.
Nope, you're off by 10 years. 1972. Did they have Photoshop in 1972?
Well, they had sophisticated CGI.
Did they? Do you want to see what CGI looked like in 1972? Because I can show you. It's very
Well-
rudimentary.
Well, what's out to the public versus
Hey, look, that's me.
versus what's at the top is there's a big disparity.
There's an excellent video that I've seen of this. Is it evolution? Yeah, here we
Can I ask
go.
you a question, though? Do you believe that we
So
went to the moon?
this was CGI in sometime in
Did we go to
October.
the moon?
This is. Oops, sorry, you're not seeing this. One sec. So this was CGI sometime in 1968. Let's keep going forward. This was also 1968. This was 1968. This was 1970. Actually, this was
When did the
1971.
original Snow White come out?
This is the first computer keyframe animation. This was 1972.
When did the first, like, when did Snow
Here's
White?
this is more of 1972, by the way. This looks like great CGI, doesn't it?
I still don't believe that that's the Earth.
But it seems like you don't believe that it's the Earth because if you did, it would be devastating to your worldview.
Well, no, it's not at all. I'm just curious. Do you believe the moon landing was real?
Yeah, sure, but you still haven't addressed the actual contention, namely that you said that it was CGI, and I just showed you CGI, and they couldn't animate a hand better with like more than 6 pixels. So,
Well, I don't necessarily know about that.
to make the claim that it was CGI, they didn't even have microchips back then.
Yeah, but I don't know what the state of technology truly was back then.
Yeah, they didn't have microchips back then.
Still, I don't know what they could have done back then versus what was released to the
I'm
public.
telling you what
shown
they
to the
could have done.
public.
They Photoshop didn't exist. Photo editing software didn't exist. CGI software was rudimentary at best.
Well, I don't know if I believe you.
Based on what evidence?
Based on what evidence do you have? You weren't
Well, I
alive
just showed
then.
you what I just showed you what CGI
You don't
looked
know what
like
the
in the
government-
70s.
You don't know what the government had.
Well, considering that a lot of it's declassified, we actually do.
Well, you still don't though.
So just nuh-uh.
I mean, you still just don't know, right?
Do you
You're,
do you know the
making
Earth
a
is flat?
claim- You're making an affirmative claim over something that you're agnostic about.
No,
Like,
I'm
you
not
can't
agnostic
truly
about it. In as
You
much as
can't
anyone
truly
knows
know that.
anything, in as much as anyone knows anything, I know that the Earth is a globe because the evidence for it is overwhelming.
Well, we're talking about the picture.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in as far as anyone knows anything, I know that that photo is a photo of the Earth.
Really?
Yeah.
And they sent a camera out there into space and then they somehow like retrieve the data.
Well, there
From
were
that
people
picture.
with it.
Really? How far away is that picture taken?
If I remember correctly, it's about 15,000 miles.
How far away is the Van Allen radiation belt?
There are 2 Van Allen radiation belts. One is significantly smaller than the other. Which one are you referring to?
Either one.
Yeah, so I think that one of them extends out to like 60,000 miles, and the other one extends out to like 8,000 miles or something like this. But I can double check for you if you want. Yeah, so there's the inner belt is from around 600 miles to 7,500 miles, and the outer belt is from around like 8,000
wait.
miles to around like 40,000 miles.
Okay, so you're saying that we went through it, took a picture, and then
Yep.
came back?
Well, they went through it, took a picture, kept going, went to the moon, and then came back. Yeah.
And we could survive that
Yeah.
with 100% certainty?
Yeah.
Okay. The radiation, haven't, like, they've sent a lot of things into the Van Allen radiation belt, and then they, like, disintegrated, or,
No,
like,
no,
didn't they
no,
send
nothing's
animals?
disintegrated. No. The radiation is about as intense as spending about an hour in the Van Allen radiation belt is about as intense as getting a chest X-ray.
You sure about that?
Yep, I've done the math myself.
Because I've heard that a lot of things, whenever they pass through the Van Allen radiation belt, that they, like, get ruined, destroyed,
No,
etc. from the radiation.
no. Now, if you leave a satellite in orbit in the Van Allen belt and it's not radiation hardened, then it'll degrade over time. Because, I mean, if you just sat in a chest X-ray, like in a CT machine for, weeks, you would take in a lot of radiation, right? But if you just pass through for an hour, you'll be fine.
Okay.
I don't know where you learned that the Van Allen radiation belt was some deadly thing that you couldn't pass through, but you were mistaken. You were lied to, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah. It's not some deadly place that you can't pass through.
How long does it take to travel 1,000 miles in space?
Depends on how fast you're going. Obviously. like right?
Okay. Well, I'm asking you. You're like the physicist, right?
Yeah, but you're asking me how fast it takes to travel a distance when you haven't told me how long it's
but, like,
taken. Or
okay, well,
how fast
would
you're
a rocket
going.
go? How fast would a rocket go?
Depends on the rocket. I mean, we can look up how fast
Do you not know?
the Apollo rockets were going, but they were going on the order of like tens of thousands of miles an hour.
Tens of thousands of miles an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how long does it take to get to tens of thousands of miles an hour?
Mm-hmm.
How far is Mars away from us?
Depends on the time of year. But it's anywhere from like 50 million miles to like 240 million miles.
So how long would a trip to the moon take?
Depends on the route that you take, but it could take like just a few days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so do you think that the sun goes away at night?
No,
Where does the sun
it
go at
travels
night?
in an infinity. It travels in an infinity.
But so where does it go at night?
It's just not. It's outside of our view
So why can't I see it?
because it's literally not shining down upon us at that moment.
Does it shine in all directions or just in one direction?
All directions.
So if it's shining in all directions, then it should be shining towards me wherever it is, if it's not being blocked by something.
Well, it's so far away that you're not receiving any of the light from it.
What's stopping the light from getting to me?
It's so far away. We live on a flat plane.
Yeah, what's stopping the light from getting to me? Saying it's far, light doesn't just stop traveling all of a sudden. Light just goes until it hits something, right?
It's a disk.
The sun or the earth?
Both.
Okay, so why can't the light from the sun get to my eyeball at night?
Well, I guess it technically is, but it's so small that because it would be pitch black if it wasn't at all.
So you're
So you can
saying
see
that the
something
sun
at
would
night,
that the
right?
sun is getting that the sun's too small, so it's like a star? It turns into a star at night?
No.
So why
I'm
can't I
really
see the
questioning
sun?
your physics degree. Where did you get it from?
That's
Community
confidential.
college?
It's classical. That's classified. Um, you still
That's
haven't explained
okay.
where the
So you're
sun goes at
embarrassed to
night. Why
say.
you can't see it?
Did you even go to a university?
Yes,
Which one?
I'm not telling you that.
So you're lying. You went to a community
No, it's
college.
just last time a flat
You
earther
took a
found out.
physics 101.
So last time a flat earther found out where I went to university, they they sent my place of employment um alleging crimes that are completely fabricated. So no, I'm not going to tell you where I went to university.
Okay, I don't even know if I believe that because that's so absurd. And for you to say that that puts your job in question, something's wrong
I
with your
literally have
employers. They should
emails
just
from my
laugh that off.
administrator. So no, I'm not going to tell you that, and you shouldn't need to know. Like you, in fact, you don't even need to go to college to know that the Earth is a globe. So it's irrelevant. But
Oh,
look,
because I'm
explain
supposed to
to
listen to
me.
you and Neil deGrasse Tyson, right?
So you should
And
explain
Stephen
to me
Hawking in
why
his
the
little
light
chair.
from the sun doesn't get to my eyeballs at midnight.
What did you say to me?
Why does the light from the sun not get to my eyeballs at midnight?
Dude, I've tried to tell you this as many times as possible.
Because it's too far away? How far away is it?
94. Can we curse on here?
You can swear, yeah.
94 fucking million miles.
Oh, so the Earth is a globe?
No.
Oh, you believe that the Earth, but you do believe the sun is 93 million miles away.
Yes.
So is it inside or outside of the dome?
Outside of the dome.
Okay. And where is it? Is it in space? Is there space in it? Outside the dome?
No.
Okay, what's outside the dome?
Water.
And what keeps the sun lit?
I haven't thought that far ahead.
That's not surprising. So the sun is 93 million miles away. And so where is it in relation to me when it's nighttime?
Blitz, let me tell you something, man. You really need to deprogram yourself.
I'm sure. Can you answer my
You
question?
become a sheep. The textbooks that you've read are going to be all wrong in 100 years. Probably over 40%.
That may be the
information.
case, but at least I'm not relying on a book
It
that's
is
been
the
wrong
case.
maybe that will be the case.
It is the case, Built.
But
Blitz, my bad. I
but
thought
at least I'm not putting
I thought
my
it was
trust in a
BIL.
book that's been wrong for 2,000 years.
What did you call me?
This has got to be a troll, right?
No. What did you say?
Did you not hear me?
What about 2,000 years?
Yeah, I said I'm not putting my trust in a book that's been wrong for 2,000 years.
How's it been wrong for 2,000 years?
Well, like you said, it says the Earth is flat. So it's been wrong the whole time.
So is the whole thing wrong?
Probably most of it is. I'm sure there's some parts in it that aren't.
So the whole thing.
I said there's some parts of it that probably aren't.
Yeah. I'm gonna pray for you, Blitz.
I'm gonna signs for you, Ness. All right, let's talk to somebody. Oh, we have some super chats. We should read those. From Nectu with the $5 and support science communicators. Yes, you should support science communicators. That's a thing that you should do. Thank you, Nectu, as always. From Miko Makapo with the £2 panic. He sees the curve, so you must be an atheist. Yep, that's how it goes. And then from Judas with the $5, thank you, boot this fool. Well, I did. So there you go. All right, let's bring up a guest from YouTube. Let me make sure that my YouTube chat is working. Howard, can you hear me? Howard? Howard, I'm talking to you. Hello? Oh, wait, he can't hear me for some reason. Howard? Oh, he can definitely hear me. Howard?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Do you think the Earth is flat?
I'm a globe skeptic. I don't believe in the globe.
Do you think the Earth is flat though? Do you think it's hollow?
I think only God knows, but I believe it's more than 3D. So I don't believe in the globe or the flat Earth model.
Wait a
I
minute. Is
believe
this
it's a
Fez?
false dichotomy.
Is this Fez?
Sorry?
Okay, never mind. You sound like somebody that I know. um,
No, my name's Howard George Stirrup. I'm English, but I live in Spain.
okay.
And
All right,
I'm
Howard.
against
You didn't have to
flat
you don't
Earthism.
have to dox yourself. It's fine.
No, it's okay.
So what do you mean by it's more than 3D?
Well, we see, they say we see 7 colors in the rainbow, at least Newton did. We've got 7 standard music notes. We've got 7 layers of skin.
Wait,
'cause
don't we have
God's
12
image.
music notes?
Well, there's 12 disciples, but there's also 7 days in a week. So it can be argued how many music notes there is,
Well,
depending
no,
on if it's
I'm pretty
Eastern or
sure in the
Western.
Western scale there's 12 notes.
In the standard scale, there's 7. But
No,
yeah,
you're talking about the
depending.
major scale. The
Yeah,
Western system of music has 12 notes though, in an
yeah.
octave.
Like I say, there's 12 disciples, there's 12 constellations. But some
Wait, no,
people
there's
say there's
13
7.
constellations. You're forgetting Ophiuchus.
Or 12 disciples plus Jesus is 13. The baker's dozen, but that's another debate. We're talking about the shape of the earth, yeah?
Yeah, so how why don't you think it's three-dimensional? I was still getting to that. I was hoping that
Well,
you would explain.
I believe in angels, demons, or jinn, or familiar spirits. I believe that God is a higher dimensional being that sits above the circle of earth, being
Okay,
the
but I'm
heavens.
asking about the Earth. Like what
Yeah.
how many dimensions you think that the Earth has more than 3 dimensions?
Yeah, I'd say it's at least 7, could be 12.
What do you
We
think a
can
dimension
we
is?
can
Sorry, can I just ask like what you mean when you say dimension?
Okay, so 3D is physical, yeah?
Yeah. So
Height, width,
what are
depth.
what are the dimensions in 3 dimensions refer to?
I believe it's width, height, and depth or volume
Right.
or something.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So like when you say the world is more than 3 dimensional, what are the
Yeah.
extra dimensions?
Well, only God can see them, and people that take DMT and these hallucinogens like LSD and that, they can see into other dimensions and they meet entities and they see colors and geometric shapes that they don't normally see. And I'm not promoting that. I'm against it. I think it's tapping into a reality that should be veiled. And that could be why they have a rainbow after Noah's Ark, because we're now only limited to the 7 colors so that we're protected from these familiar spirits or these
But wait a minute, hold on. So like is there any way that we can like detect these extra dimensions?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
how?
I've got a working model for my cosmology, the biblical cosmology. It's called the star in a jar experiment. Have you heard of
Well, that's not a
sonoluminescence?
model. That's just sonoluminescence. So
It's a
what's the model?
it's a
What shape
working
is
model.
Earth in the model that you
Well,
have?
this is what I'm trying to say. Our atmosphere is like a macro atom. What shape is an atom? We can imagine it's a toroid field, a dynamic shape. Maybe it's higher dimensions
A
than 3.
toroid a toroid isn't a dynamic shape. Toroid is static.
No, but if we're on the plane of inertia, which is inside
What
that
tell me what the
toroid,
can you tell me what the plane of inertia is?
level, upright, geocentric, biblical cosmology, like the
Wait, what
Egyptians
is
in
the
the
plane of
Quran also
inertia?
It's the physical plane of reality that we're on.
So what is the inertia bit? What does that have to do with anything?
The plane of inertia,
Yeah, what so I know what a plane is. A plane is like the shape
the
of a sheet
level,
of paper.
upright. Yeah.
What is the inertia part doing in the plane of inertia? What does that refer to?
So if we're in the middle, if we're the geocentric center of this cosmology, this contained cosmology that's underwater, as the star of the Jaren experiment shows, and as the Bible describes, the Quran describes, the
Is this going to
Egyptian
explain what the
hieroglyphs.
inertia is doing in the phrase plane of inertia?
Well, from the top it pushes down, from the bottom it
So
pushes up.
when you say plane of inertia,
Equilibrium. Sorry, I was just finishing. We're in the equilibrium, or however
that
you pronounce that.
that's great. I just don't know what inertia refers to when you're talking about plane of inertia.
Well, Google's your friend, bro. I'm not here to.
Well, I know what the
talk
word
volumes about
inertia
things.
means, but plane of inertia, when you put
Yeah,
those words
that,
together, it doesn't mean anything.
well, if you look into magnetism and stuff, you'll see that there's lots of theories from
Do you know
different
what
kinds.
Gauss's law is?
I can't remember what Gauss's law is.
Oh,
Can you-
but you know a lot about magnetism, right?
No, I've listened to a lot of people that know a lot about magnetism, and
Who?
I've seen diagrams. I can't remember all of the names right now, but
Can you name one?
Wheeler,
Name one person?
Kennel Wheeler, and Maxwell,
Sorry, who did you
Tesla.
listen to? Kennel Wheeler?
Yeah,
How do you
he's
spell
the
that?
modern guy. Ken.
Yeah. Oh, Ken L. Wheeler. I see.
Yeah, he's the modern guy. But like I say, I'm not an
Is
expert
he
in
an sorry,
magnetism.
is he an expert on magnetism?
He's written a few volumes of books on magnetism, and he's
Well, I mean,
translated
anybody can
lots
write
of Jordan
anything.
Maxwell,
But
not
like,
Jordan
why
Maxwell.
do you believe him when he
I don't
talks
believe
about?
anybody. This is what I'd like to talk about. I'd like to talk about what we can observe, what we can
Yeah.
measure, what we can
Okay,
test.
that's fair.
And I don't. That's why I'm a globe skeptic. In
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
fairness,
Okay, so
you're trying to corner me into a model, and I'm saying I'm a globe skeptic.
well, you did
I'm
say that you had a
open-minded.
model, right?
No, I'm open-minded. I'm the
You
only
said that you
model I
have a
believe.
cosmological model.
I have a working model that describes a simple version of what the Bible depicts. that
Okay.
were
But when you
contained
say so when you
cosmology
say working model,
underwater.
do you mean when you say working model, do you mean like it actually works and matches all the data we have, or do you mean working model as in like it matches the Bible?
I mean a reproducible experiment, a working experiment, a model that can be reproduced scientifically in the laboratory that matches what
when
the
you say-
Quran, the Bible, and the Egyptians.
When
all
you say
depict.
model, do you mean like do you mean like a diorama?
I'm not sure what that word means. I'm talking about an
It's
experiment.
like a scaled down version of something.
A simplified, scaled down version.
So when
of
you say
what-
model, you don't mean model in the same way that scientists mean model.
Maybe I do. Different scientists mean different things with different words.
So
That's
when
why people
scientists say
always
model,
define...
they're referring to like a conceptual thing that has mathematics attached. Typically.
Yeah, well, the mathematics attached would be that there's at least 7 tones that the creator says.
At
and that's
least
why we
7
get-
tones. Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So it's
But
at
look,
least
if you don't want to
7D
talk about your model,
reality.
if you don't want to talk about your model, that's fine. I understand that it's hard to actually defend a model if you know it's not able to make good predictions. We can talk about the globe model if you want. So what makes you skeptical about the globe?
Cool. Like I say, it's not that I have a model to promote. I just have experiments that I can reference that match the biblical depiction of our cosmology. Only God knows the true shape of this.
Okay,
world.
so what parts
Why
of the
am I
globe are you
against the
skeptical
globe?
of? Yeah.
Well, great. First of all, I live in Benidorm, and I'm very lucky to live in Benidorm, and I can see skyscrapers that are 33 going 34 kilometers away. That's 20 miles. And at water level, we can see those skyscrapers and also the short apartment buildings from top to bottom in the daytime. And at night time, we can see the street lights along the lovely beach promenade of San Juan, Alicante, 20 miles away. There's supposed to be approximately 80 meters of vertical drop from that distance.
So is
they
there
should be 80
is there any way that
meters
you can
below
like
the horizon.
is there any way that you can like demonstrate to me that this is like what you can observe?
Yeah, I made a video. I offered 10,000 euros on national Spanish television. It went viral in 2017. I got a little bit viral famous.
So
in
I
South
can't
America
I
and
can't
that.
post I can't watch the video here, but is it on YouTube? I can watch it on my other screen.
You can watch my channel on YouTube, and you've got all the videos in English.
I don't know
and
what your
Spanish.
channel
When
is. Want to post a
Howard
link in the
George
chat?
Stirrup. Howard George Stirrup. It's my name.
Okay, let's look up
And
Howard
like
George
I say,
Stirrup.
I offered 10,000 for counter evidence, and within 3 years, nobody could offer it.
So where's the video of you seeing the?
You'll find it on my home, the home page of my YouTube channel, where it says the second offer, because the first offer I made was 1,000 on YouTube. The second
not
offer I made for counter evidence was 10,000 on national Spanish
offers.
television.
Is it like in
You'll
a
find it.
playlist? One sec.
Yeah. It's when you go to my channel, you can't miss it. It says the second offer made 10,000 euros for.
So okay, I see it.
Counter
Yeah, here we
evidence.
go. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, let me just scroll through and see if I can find the photograph. So there's this video of you talking. I presume that this is you. And there's like skyscrapers in the background. You're not referring to those, are you?
They're what you can see in the daytime, and then at night time you can see the street
Well,
lights
because
along the
those are quite close. Those are not 30 miles away, right? The
I'm
one.
not what I can't see what you can see right
No,
now.
no, I know.
because
I'm
I've
like
got a
15
delay.
seconds in. So
Yeah, but I haven't got my screen on. I've
that,
just got
that's
my mic
fine.
on,
So
the internet's faster.
just think about the video. So look, I'll just show a screen cap. So this is what, to everybody who's watching, this is what I'm referring to. And like those buildings in the back that you're seeing are definitely not 30 miles away, right?
No, if you're looking at the screen,
That's
if
local.
you're looking at Benidorm, yeah, there's Benidorm in the
Right.
background, but then
Right. So I'm looking for the part where you show the
let the video play and you'll see.
I know, I'm scrubbing through.
Great. And I've got other videos called 3 Practical Experiments. That
Okay,
debunk
let's just so then everybody knows I'm being honest. So I'm scrubbing through. So here's you standing next to a telescope, and then you're talking about something, but you don't show anything. Here's you standing next to a telescope again. Here's you standing next to the ocean, but you're not actually showing us the things that you're seeing from too far away. So where's the?
It's later in the video.
I just scrubbed through the whole thing. It's nowhere in the video.
Okay, maybe I'm mistaken. Well, I'll give you another video on my channel that definitely.
What about the first video? The first offer? Does that one have it?
Let me just check.
I'll scrub through the whole thing.
If you go to my shorts.
Here's something. So you're zooming in, and what do we see? Well, we see mountains in the distance.
Sure what video you're watching.
This is the first offer, the 1,000 pound or 1,000 euro offer.
That's an old video. If you
so in that video we can see mountains across the water, but that's about it.
You must have low resolution. Like I said, I offered 10,000 for 3 years, and nobody was able to.
Well, but you didn't actually. Well, wait a minute, hold on. The 10,000 euro challenge was for reproducible evidence of curvature. It was not to debunk something that you saw far away.
Sorry, it was for reproducible photo or video of curvature at water level hiding landscape. So if you go to my short videos, they're only a minute long, you can see the one with Forrest Valkai and Armin, whatever his name is, Navarro or whatever. That shows the observation at water level at night time like I'm talking about, and it's less than a minute. You can see it in the first few seconds.
We can make an observation.
Yep, I've just checked it. That's a great one. If you want to look on my shorts.
Here, I'm pulling it up. I have it pulled up.
The one with Forrest and Armin.
Yep. Forrest and Armin.
There you go. So that shows the observation with my telephone.
Wait, where are the streetlights that I'm seeing?
You'll see it. It's in the first 10 seconds. Thank you. And you'll also see...
Wait, that looks like a platform.
Yeah, under the platform, which shows that we're sea level, you'll see the streetlights from 20
How do we know that those are
away.
streetlights?
Come to Benidorm and you can see them with the naked eye. You don't.
Well, no. I mean, like you can certainly see lights. How do we know that those are streetlights and not like the window lights at the top of a skyscraper?
Because there's a straight horizontal line all in the same altitude and it's at water level.
There's a straight. Wait, can you elaborate on that? There's a straight horizontal line all in the same altitude. What do you mean? I mean, like,
water level,
look,
under
so
the bottom of the buildings, and if you go to Sanpan,
wait, no,
you can see
no,
the
there's not.
streetlights of Benidorm. You can see the streetlights of Benidorm from there. You can see the streetlights.
Just to be clear, so just so everybody knows, this is what's being referred to right now. Those little bright lights there. I don't know if you can. So these lights, this is what's being referred to as definitely streetlights.
Yeah.
And like, they're blurry, and it's not even clear that those are on the street. Like, they're near the horizon, surely, but if the Earth was a globe, then you would expect to see lights at the top of building near the horizon if they're far away.
Actually, if you check the math on an Earth curve calculator, you'll see that you shouldn't see any of the buildings, not even the highest. Well, you'd see the top 16 meters of the tallest building.
And those will have lights on them. So
I'll just repeat that. The tallest building is 96 meters. The other buildings are all less, so you wouldn't see any of the buildings except for the top 16 meters of the tallest building. But you can see all the buildings from top to bottom in the day.
Well, I mean, in this video, you can't see any buildings. You just see like one bright light and then like what might be two other lights.
Okay,
but like is this your most? Would you say that this is your most compelling evidence?
No,
because if your most compelling evidence is like a blurry video where you can't distinguish anything besides like a little tiny light underneath a platform that you can't identify, I don't know, man.
No, well, that's the thing you don't know, so I'll inform you. If you
Oh,
keep
so
watching
somebody
that
in my
short,
comments just said, I live in Alicante. You absolutely cannot see streetlights in Benidorm.
from Alicante, no, because you're looking the wrong direction. From San Juan, Alicante, which is
Well, no, I
looking
think
east,
I
you
think
can.
I think they're saying that they've been to
Yeah.
Benidorm and you can't
I
see
I think they're
streetlights.
lying. I think they are. You've either misunderstood them or you're lying because, like I
Okay.
said, everyone that comes to Benidorm can see it. And if you go to Blackpool in England, you can see the Isle of Man. And if you go to Denia in Spain, you can see the island of Ibiza. So I've done this observation in
So
many
let me
different
ask you this question
locations.
then. Maybe you can help me out with this. So why is it that I cannot, even with a 10-inch telescope, which I've done the math on, you should be able to see it. Why can't I, from the southwest tip of Wales, why can't I see the Statue of Liberty?
Well, obviously, atmosphere isn't 100% transparent, so there's a limit to how far we can
I've done the
see.
math though. You
So
should be able to see it on a bright day with a
your
10-inch
math doesn't.
telescope.
Your math isn't allowing for the pollution in the air.
Yeah, it is. I
The
accounted
humidity in
for
the air.
atmospheric opacity.
You don't know. Look, Blitz, right? I'm talking about 20, 30, 40, 50 mile observations.
I
Now,
know.
you can argue if you want. The
Somebody
reason
else
we
just
see
said,
these.
I'm just back from Benidorm. Guest is lying or delusional.
Okay, I'll do a live stream with your lying guest. I don't care about that. My point is, I've just named 3 different observations. I can name a 4th. If you go to the Phuket in Thailand, you can
So
see the Phi Phi Islands.
here's the trouble with these.
And I can
Here's the
show
trouble with these
videos. I
observations,
can show
Howard.
videos of these
Howard,
observations.
here's the trouble with these observations. They're never able to verify that the thing they're claiming to see is actually the thing that they're seeing. So
That's
one
what I
way
was
that
trying
you
to
could.
get to.
So
So
Howard,
your argument is that light curves. Is that your argument? Yeah.
No, I never said that. I mean, that is true, and we both agree on that. That's what refraction is. But
Okay. Well,
that's neither here nor there. Howard, please
can
let
we
me
just
finish.
look on this
Howard,
point, though?
please let me finish.
Sure,
So
sure, but I'll get there
if you
after.
wanted to make like actually a good point, if the Earth was actually flat, what you would do is you would send a friend over to, I don't know, across the water from what was it called, Benidorm, and then you would get a telescope out and you would point it at your friend and see them waving. But
Yeah,
nobody's
they've
ever done that.
They have, bro. They've done laser tests, mirror reflection, all that stuff. Anyone that does the observation gets the same results. That's the beautiful thing. It's only liars and
I've
people that
I've
haven't
seen
done
the
it.
observations take place live though, with like actual measuring equipment rather than just like a camera. And what you find is exactly as much curvature, exactly as much drop as you would expect.
No,
There's
sorry,
a
that's not
surveyor
true.
actually named Baron
That's not-
Rutledge. He's somewhat local to me. He does this all the time. He does live streams of these all the time, where he'll take his surveying equipment. He will go out to a lake or go out to a mountain, and he will measure distances, drops, what you would call like curvature. Like he will measure all this stuff. He just does it live.
I'm sorry, bro. Look, I offered 10,000. Nobody was able to offer any evidence in 3 years.
Was there a
So
contract
you can-
involved? And were
you
there
It
were there exact terms? Because if
There-
if there was a
there was
contract involved, then
exact-
exact terms, I'd happily
Alan-
take it up.
I'll answer you. There was exact terms, and the review was public, so anyone could see the evidence if I was in denial or if I was.
Well, no, I mean, what
refusing
was
to
the money
pay.
in escrow?
The money was ready to pay.
Was it
anyone
in
that had
escrow?
No, I didn't have it in escrow. But
Okay, well, but then why would anyone? So
I was on
why would
national
anybody
Spanish
bother?
television
You
because
could just say
they could take me
nuh-uh.
Sorry,
You could just
asked
say
me a
nuh-uh
question.
and then
Can
not
I
give the
answer-
money.
Can I answer your question? They
Sure.
could sue me. I went on national.
They could
Spanish
sue you. There
television.
wasn't a legally binding contract. How could they sue you?
I was recorded on national Spanish television offering 10,000 euros. and I was
That's not
willing
how
to
that
pay for
works. I've
evidence.
lived in Europe. That's not how that
Well,
works. You
no,
can
but
just say
nobody-
stuff unless there's a
nobody-
legally binding contract.
nobody in
Nobody could sue
Spain-
you for anything.
Nobody in Spain or South America that was aware of the competition even attempted to provide evidence, and the people that did provided fuzzy, distorted, or photoshopped.
Fuzzy
evidence. It was a joke.
fuzzy distorted photos. Like you mean like the stuff that you just showed me?
No, the stuff I showed was reproducible video evidence, and you can see
It
with
was-
the
it was
naked
fuzzy
eye
and
every day.
distorted.
You can see it better with the naked eye every day. But if you want
I'm
to use a
sure
better camera, you can use a
that's
better camera.
my chatters seem to disagree. So
Well, they can
what you
disagree,
should
they're in
do, Howard,
denial.
if you want to be taken seriously about this, what you should do is you should put the money in escrow like MC Toon has. MC Toon has money in escrow.
MC Toon
Yeah.
knows me very well. I've debated him many times.
So why
and
haven't
he
you
wa-
put your money in escrow? He did.
He wasn't able to provide any evidence that I asked for, and neither
Wait,
was
why
any
didn't
of the
why
other
why
anti-flat earthers.
so why isn't your money in escrow?
Because of the lockdowns, I needed to take my money and invest it into
Was
my
it ever in
normal life.
escrow?
It was in my bank, ready to pay.
Okay, so
anyone that
no,
had
it was
the
never in
additional
escrow,
evidence.
ready to be distributed by a third
asked,
party.
Nobody asked for it to be in escrow, bro, because nobody
Okay, I'm
provided
asking now.
evidence. Yeah, it's
I'm
okay,
asking now.
It's okay, but nobody provided evidence, so we never got past the first step. Nobody ever
Nobody's going to
provided any
nobody's
evidence.
going to provide evidence to you until the money's in
Okay.
escrow. Why would
That's a
anybody why would
claim.
anybody engage with a competition when you could just say
That-
nuh-uh and then not pay up?
Look, you're welcome to ask that question, but don't make the assertion that you
Yeah, I
can
just
speak
did.
for
What's
everybody
the
in
qu-
South
that's the
America
question.
and everybody in Spain.
Why would
I'd like to-
anybody get involved if there's no guarantee of payout once they achieve the once they meet the
Why does
competition?
anybody buy a scratch card or a lottery ticket?
Well,
when
because
no
there's a
guarantee?
legal
There's
guarantee
a
that they
chance,
would get a
there's
payout.
chance. Yeah, and they have
There's a legal guarantee
guarantee.
that there's a
I
payout.
was admitting on national Spanish television.
That's not a
but
legal
for-
guarantee, I'm sorry.
Anyway, the point is.
So wait a minute,
nobody-
Howard, so your evidence is that like sometimes you think that you can see things too far?
all
That's
time,
your
all
Well,
time.
no, I
When
mean
it-
like there are definitely
it-
times when you can't see things that are too far. Right,
yeah,
like you
when there's-
can't see the
when there's
Statue of
pop-
Liberty from
Sorry.
Southwest Wales. You can't
Yeah, well-
see, for example, I don't know, you can't see Mount Rushmore from Los Angeles. You can't see Mount Everest from London. Like there are plenty of things that you can't see that are too far.
Actually, when you're in an airplane, you can see the Himalayan mountains from Dubai. So you can see thousands of kilometers away when you're.
No,
in
you
high
can't. I
altitude.
have actually
Yes,
flown
you
out of
can.
Dubai
I've got
to
video
Nepal.
evidence.
I
I've got video
I
evidence
literally
to show
flew
you.
from where's Doha? I literally flew from Qatar to Kathmandu 9 months ago. And I was looking out the
So you're-
window. You can't. You
so
can see
you're-
there are other mountains that you can see, but you can't
If
see the
you're
Himalayas.
looking out the window, you're looking to the side. I'm talking about people looking at the Himalayan mountains from the window, and I've got video evidence to prove it. So cool story, bro. But what I'm trying
You've
to
got
say is
wait,
what
have you done it yourself?
I've got video evidence of.
Have you
someone
done
I
it
know
yourself?
doing it. I've got video evidence. Of
So you haven't
someone
done it
doing
yourself.
But I've got video evidence of somebody doing it on an airplane. Someone. I
Oh,
know.
and so how do you know that they are where they said they were?
Because of
How do you know that the
videos,
mountains they were
hard-
seeing were Mount Everest?
Because they show on the little television screen on on the back of their seat where they are, and then they
Where
look
were
out the
they?
window and you can see.
Where were they?
Above Dubai, and they were looking sideways to the Himalayan mountains.
No, where were they? They had just taken off because then they weren't high
No,
enough
no.
if they were above Dubai.
They were flying over Dubai, and the
From where?
airplane showed. All I know is on the video that my friend uploaded that I've posted on my channel as well on different videos, it shows where he is, and he looks out the window, and it shows the Himalayan mountains.
So you don't
And then
know
he
where
looks
he
in the
was
screen.
going from. You don't know where he was going to. You don't know how high he was. You don't know what
I
the
could
mountains were. You
I
you
could
you think
find
you know
out-
where he
I could
was.
Find out. He references that he's seen thousands of kilometers away at high altitude, and there's other photos.
And how
that
did he
are
verify
hundreds of
this?
Kilometers away.
How did he measure this at all?
Because it's on the airplane where you are.
You know the Himalayas are like an enormous mountain range, right? So how does he know that he
Yeah.
was seeing Mount Everest and not like the far western part, which is much closer to Dubai?
Because he clearly labeled every peak. He knew the name of each peak of each what you call.
Oh,
mountain
okay.
range.
Yeah, I'd love to see this video because I actually do know the peaks
Cool.
of the Himalayas of Mount Everest.
Subscribe to my channel, and
I'm
you'll
not
check it
subscribing
out.
to your
It's on
channel.
Yeah, there you go. It's
Where's the video?
ignorance is bliss.
Where's the video?
I'd have to look it up, mate. I'm here to talk about.
How would
evidence.
subscribing to the video actually make my how would subscribing to the channel make me see the video more
Because
efficiently?
it's on a few videos. I've used it on different evidence with debates with
So-
FTFE and also with McToon.
So-
if you look
so,
for one
Howard,
of the debates
do you
I've
know
had
what
with
a-
them, you'll see the evidence. Sorry, interrupting me. You'll see the evidence in one of the debates I've had with McToon.
So
or,
you didn't address my other points. You can't see Mount
What was
Rushmore from
that?
Los
It's 'cause you
Angeles.
keep
You
changing
can't. You
the-
definitely can't see. You definitely can't see the Mount Everest from anywhere in Europe.
I disagree. I did answer that. I
In
said
fact,
clearly
you know,
that from high
interestingly enough,
altitude-
Howard. Interestingly
Sorry,
enough,
keep
Howard.
interrupting me.
When I was in Kathmandu, you can't even see Mount Everest from Kathmandu.
Like I say, if there's a lot of water vapor in the air and pollution, then
So
you're
then,
not
how
gonna
could you see
much
it from a
further than
plane from
100
hundreds of miles away?
Because you're above the water vapor and the pollution. But like I say, if we keep it
You're
to under
above the
100,
water vapor and the pollution. I can
Sorry,
see there are
no.
plenty of mountains I can see from Kathmandu, but you can't see Everest.
why don't we stick to water level observations up to 100 kilometers or 100 miles? Because then I can clearly show lots of.
Wait a minute, why
evidence
are we
of
pivoting away
no
from Everest
curvature.
now?
Because I didn't make the observation of Everest. I was
Okay,
answering
well,
one of
so-
your
so
other
answer me this.
questions. You
Answer me
asked
this,
why we
Howard.
couldn't see. You asked
Yeah,
why
so
we
why
couldn't
can't I
see
see it?
thousands of kilometers away, and I answered we can when we're in high altitude, and I gave you an example
But
that I can reference.
when you're-
video evidence.
So the water vapor, the water vapor, the pollution, that is all in the in the lowest layer of atmosphere, which is
Yep.
where planes fly. Planes fly in that layer of atmosphere.
The higher you go, the less dense the atmosphere. You know all this, bro.
Yeah.
I don't
So
have to educate
actually,
you on
Howard, can
this.
you explain why that's the case?
I'm sure you can. That's not my point. And my
Well, no, I
point
mean,
is
like,
that up to
it
100
makes sense on a
kilometers away,
globe.
we can see at water level. And you're going to argue that light bends, but I'm going to
Well,
argue
Howard,
that
I wasn't
when
going to bring
light
that up at all.
But you
Howard, my
should.
question is,
That would be the best
Howard,
argument you could have
Howard,
against
my
my
question is,
observations.
Howard, my question is why is it that the air gets less dense the higher up you go? Do you have an explanation that doesn't rely on gravity?
Yeah, there's a plane of inertia where all of the
How does that
heaviest
work?
materials meet. Well, there's a force pushing down from above and a force pushing up from below.
What kind of force is
That's
this?
I guess it's all to do with electromagnetism, but I'm not.
So there's some
an
sort of
expert at that.
electromagnetic force that pushes down?
Well, we know there's static electricity and everything. We know everything has electromagnetic fields. Yeah.
Well, that's
We
not
know
true.
everything's inside. Everything is inside the electromagnetic field, and everything
Well,
responds.
sure, but not everything feels an
everything
electromagnetic
affects-
force.
Everything affects the electromagnetic field.
That's not true either.
And everything's affected by the electromagnetic
Well, hold on,
field. And
that's not true though.
Static
Neutrinos
electricity.
don't.
Yeah, well, you're talking about stuff that's not matter now, aren't you? So
Neutrinos
let's
are matter.
talk about what matters. Are they?
Neutrinos are matter, yeah.
Oh, I thought they were smaller
No, they're matter.
than what we class as matter. So if we can talk about the shape of the Earth, most
Yeah,
people
okay,
argue
we can.
about light bending.
We
when
absolutely.
They say, when
So
they
why are you bringing up things that I'm not like? You're bringing up other people's arguments. I'm not making those arguments.
I'd like to refute that argument that most people
You'd
make.
like to
so we can
refute an
move on.
argument that I've never made.
Yes, because
That's the
you
definition
shouldn't-
of a straw man.
Yes, it's okay. I will make the straw
Yes,
man.
it's okay if
Everyone
you
can
do a straw
hear-
man. No, it's actually not okay. That's
Look,
an informal logical fallacy.
I'm not accusing you of
Then
making it.
okay,
I'm
then why
saying that
are
the
you bringing
best-
it up? It's irrelevant.
I'll tell you if you let me finish my
Well,
sentence.
no, hold
The
on.
best-
Like, look, I
Okay,
don't
then I
want to
won't.
talk about what other people say. I want to talk about what
Okay.
you and I say.
Yeah.
Why
And
would I
I'm
talk? Why would I
saying
care what other people say? Maybe they're wrong.
I'm saying I've been arguing this for years, and the
Yeah,
best
so have I.
argument. So if I may finish my sentence, and then
No,
you can tell me
Howard.
what you
I would
think.
like you to address how a Compton generator works. Are you familiar?
No.
Okay, so
Explain.
a Compton generator is a tube. It's a circular tube. It's a device. It's an experimental device that you can build, that you fill with water and a little bit of like some black dust or something, just so then you can see the water flowing. Now, I'd like you to explain why, if you take the tube and you have it laying flat, right? It's filled with water, a little bit of black dust. You have it laying flat. The tube is filled. And then you flip it. You flip it like you flip it horizontally so that it's laying flat again. Why does the water in the tube rotate?
I don't know. I could look up other people's answers, but
No flat earthers have an answer for this.
Unless it's been demonstrated as an independent variable in an experiment, then I can't.
Yeah,
say
the
that I
independent
know.
variable.
I
There are
could
two
believe-
independent variables, in fact. There's latitude, and there's the size of the tube.
Cool. What's that got to do with the shape of the Earth, my friend?
Well, when you flip it, it rotates in a way exactly predicted by the rotational rate of a sphere.
Nice. So my main point is that we see too far at water level.
Okay,
and
so you
the
don't have
horizon-
you don't have an answer
I
for.
told you I told you I don't have an answer for that.
Okay,
but
that's
I'd
fair.
like to
That's fair.
talk about-
You should
thank
go look
I'd
into
like-
it. That's a
will,
piece
I
of
will.
evidence for the globe that you don't have an
I'll-
answer for.
I'll look
It's
over
fine.
this video and I'll note it down afterwards. But if I can just say this quickly, your last caller was talking about how the horizon always rises to eye level, and you came out of this image showing this line drawn across an image. Well, I've seen a few images from Mr. Sensible and MC2 and all these people, but I've got videos where you can see drones and things going up in altitude. People going up in aeroplanes, and I've been in aeroplanes and I look at the left window and the right window. The horizon's always at eye level, and if you watch
So,
the Red Bull,
the guy that I was
I'll
talking with.
I'll quickly finish. The
Well, I mean,
Red
the
Bull
guy that I was
skydive-
talking with wasn't
the Red Bull
mentioning the
skydive-
horizon being at eye level. That's
I
not what
know,
the
well, he
that's
sh-
not
he
what
sh-
the guy was talking about.
He should have done, because that's the best argument we got. At
But
39 kilometers
that's so
altitude,
strange.
Felix Bautenberg, or however you pronounce
Rest in
his
peace.
name. Yeah, the
Baumgartner.
Red Bull. Thank you, Baumgartner. The Red Bull skydive was 39 kilometers. When he's inside the capsule, the horizon's level with the
That
camera. When he
that's
steps
weird
outside,
because
when he steps outside the
that's
I'm
so
nearly
weird
finished. When
because
he
when
steps
I'm in an
outside,
airplane, the horizon's not at eye level.
like you're
It's
scared
like a
of Ian
degree and a half below eye level.
I disagree. And if
I've
you
done the
watch
measurements myself.
you measure what you want, but if you watch the Red Bull
Measure what you
skydive,
want. Have you done the measurements?
If I can just finish this one point.
Wait, have you
If
done the
watch
measurements, or are you just talking out your ass?
I'm talking out of personal experience.
Wait,
and
have you done the
also
measurements? Have
the
you
Red Bull
measured the
sky-
angle to the horizon?
The Red Bull skydive shows the horizon at eye level
Have
inside
you
the
done
capsule
the measurements?
and outside the capsule.
Have you
That's
done the
at
measurements?
That's 4 times
Howard, have
higher
you
than
done the
any-
measurements?
Have you?
Yes, I have. I've literally done the. Actually,
Off an observation, you can see far away and you're determining exactly where the horizon
Howard,
is.
I get really bored on airplanes, especially when I have a window seat. And so I will literally get out my phone has some built-in tools. I will literally get out my phone and start and take measurements of acceleration, take measurements of the angle to the horizon, etc. And it's like very obviously like a few degrees below below eye level.
Well, it's not very obvious on the Red Bull skydive, which is 4 times.
You didn't take any
higher than
measurements. How are you coming to that conclusion?
Because he's standing straight up on an outside capsule before he jumps. If
Wait,
it
are you
wasn't
him?
level,
Or
he'd
were you
fall over.
looking out his eyes?
The camera is level. He is level, standing upright.
How do you
and
know the
he's
camera was level?
39 Because if it wasn't level, he'd be falling forward.
Or
He
the
doesn't
camera was
fall
slightly
forward.
tilted?
But the horizon's at the same level as the camera at 39 kilometers. So
Wait. So to be clear, you didn't take any measurements. You're just going off of a YouTube video of somebody else doing something. You haven't done this yourself. So like, what you're telling me is that the measurements I took personally and that I take repeatedly all the time because I fly a lot. Those measurements of the horizon being a few degrees below eye level, those are nonsense. But you just watched a YouTube video and that makes it true?
All right. Well, if you're telling the truth, why are you showing other people's evidence in your last conversation and not your own evidence? Please answer
because
that one.
we weren't talking about the. I'm answering your question, Howard. We weren't talking about whether the horizon was at eye level. We were talking about whether you can see left-right curvature from an airplane, which you can with a camera.
We'd expect to have the footage for both arguments from your own personal experience, or you're lying.
Why would I bring up something that we weren't talking about? We weren't talking about that. Why would I bring it up out of nowhere?
Because your same evidence, your same measurements, your same images and videos would work for both arguments. So I don't think you're telling the truth. I think you're lying.
So my phone camera cannot detect the left-right curvature from an airplane. I have a kind of crappy phone camera.
You could put it on a computer afterwards with your own footage. You'd be a lot more convinced.
A phone camera will not detect left-right curvature in an airplane. The sensor is not sensitive enough. The lens is too small.
So the thing is, I'm just trying to explain why I'm a globe skeptic and why I believe it's more rational than being a globe believer.
But I gave you answers.
No, you gave me answers, but they're far-fetched. In all fairness, this is what I was trying to get to. When most people argue about,
I gave you two pieces of
you're scared to let me finish.
Numerical data.
It's kind of obvious. Yeah, you're making claims, and I'm trying to ask questions that I can't even finish making my question. So my main question is, most people, when I talk about seeing too far, argue that light bends and gravity causes the light to bend, and that's why we can see things that aren't really where we see them, like a mirage. And my argument to that is,
if anybody's ever made the claim that gravity makes light bend around the Earth, they're wildly mistaken.
So speak to MC Toon, because I've debated him many times and he's said that one.
Okay, I will.
My argument, thank you. And
he's a mutual of mine.
Is
there a video where he makes this argument that you can point me to so I can use it as a reference?
Watch any of the debates I've had with him.
Are they on your YouTube channel or where are they?
Yeah, they're on my YouTube channel. And he shows
where
experiment.
Are they? Does it say are they titled or?
You can see debates in my playlist section about debates with atheists.
All right, let me pull it up.
Or sci-fi debates or something like that. But while you're looking for that, my point is he shows an experiment of a
promoting
gas
a skeptical is it in this one? Promoting globe skepticism to Muslim YouTubers? That's probably not that one.
No, that's obviously not that one. So while you're looking, I'll just keep talking about what I was trying to say.
Please don't ramble. Make a point.
I'm not rambling, bro. You just keep interrupting me and I have to keep starting over again. It's kind of
I mean,
weird for you. fan.
Wait. So
subscribers.
there was one on Craig McNeil's channel. Did he say it there?
No, I don't think so. It's the debate I had. I had a few debates with McToon Michael. So while you're looking for
Where?
that,
And you said that they're on your YouTube channel.
yeah, of course it is. I'd have to look for it, but what I'm trying to get at is
I'm looking.
most people like him argue that light bends, but the problem with that
Light
is
does bend, but it's not because of gravity, not on Earth.
But all right, so you've already admitted you agree with me on one point. I don't believe that gravity bends light. They do.
Well, it does, just not in a measurable way on Earth.
That's not even my point, bro. That's
Okay,
then
then make your point rather than just rambling.
Let me stop interrupting me, and I won't.
I literally was, and then you brought up something that we already agree on.
You should
Go ahead.
watch over this video. You should actually watch this video afterwards, and you'll see you interrupting me all the way through.
I interrupt people when they say something that's like patently false, so they misrepresent my view. That's not so unreasonable.
Opinion. When I'm trying to tell you my view and you keep interrupting me, then your little argument isn't valid, is it? So here's my point. Most people argue that light bends, that's why we see too far. The problem with that, and I'm sure you'll agree with this one, is that when light bends, it distorts, because red bends at a different speed than red. Red bends at a different speed than blue.
So I just looked through all of your videos, and I don't see any that are titled "Debate with MC Toon."
I'll look for it. But can you answer that? What I just asked, or have you just deflected from it, or not?
No. I was just telling you that I've looked through all of them. Yeah. So you're right. There is something. Do you actually know what the technical term is for that?
Red shift, blue shift. Yeah.
No, that's not the technical term. The term is chromatic aberration, where a medium has a different index of refraction depending on the wavelength of the light that's passing through it. And so this is a thing. This is absolutely a thing. However, this is not something that human eyes are particularly sensitive to because the difference is very, very small. You'd need a telescope to see this.
So it doesn't matter over what distance we see buildings or streetlights at water level when we don't see any distortion.
Well, no, you wouldn't expect to see chromatic aberration with your eyes. It's really quite a small effect. That said, often when we do see things further than we should, it is very, very clear that they're distorted. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the photograph of the black swan photo, right?
Oh, don't bring up that one.
Well, no, I mean, but like that's like whatever that's evidence of. The point is that
that's a rubbish evidence,
Howard,
and I don't know why everyone
Howard,
promotes
don't
that.
interrupt me when I'm making my point. I didn't interrupt you. So
you don't like it, eh?
So Howard, regardless of whether it's good or bad evidence, it's clearly evident. It's clearly the case that it's being heavily distorted, right?
Not the videos and images I take. That's why I don't like using that silly image.
Why are you referring to the video and images you're taking? I'm referring to the black swan.
Yeah,
the black swan is heavily distorted
That's
because
not my evidence. I don't believe in the black swan.
Howard, you're not understanding my point. You're not understanding my point. My point is
I don't
that
want to talk about the black swan. It's
I know. You don't want to talk about something because it disproves your whole worldview. Look, Howard,
talk about the video.
Look, I have to mute you. The point is let me pull up the black swan photo. Because not everybody knows what I'm talking about. So the black swan photo is this. Let me just get it up really quick. That's a really zoomed out version. Here we go. Here's a better one. Yeah, so this is the black swan photo. So it's this thing here. Oh, why are we able to see this oil rig from so far away? And then there's this one that's closer. But the point is that the one that you're seeing that's further away, yeah, there is a ton of distortion. Look at the crane. Here's what it looks like on a normal day when there's no distortion. The crane is straight. On a day where there's tons of distortion, where you can see more of it, it's like warped to all hell. So, like, yeah, it is true that when you can see further than you typically can, there is distortion. You're unmuted now, by the way, Howard.
Yeah, I totally disagree. When there's less optical illusion due to atmospheric refraction, we see further. We see further on a clear day. Think about what you're saying. It makes absolutely no sense.
Distortion and clarity are different.
Yeah, we see further on
a clear day. Can you acknowledge that? Distortion and clarity are different?
They're related because when we see clearly far away without any distortion...
No, clarity has to do with how much the light has faded. Clarity has to do with how much the light has faded. If you have dust in the air, for example, the air will be significantly less clear. But that has nothing to do with distortion. It just has to do with like how blurry things appear, how bent or how and how hazy things appear, right?
Yeah, I was using the cordial or whatever they say. I can't remember the word, but I was using the word clear as I can see clearly when there's less atmospheric refraction. And everyone
no, I
knows
mean,
that on a
so
clear day
the
you can see further, you can see
the black swan
less
photo is very
distortion.
clear.
I don't know why you keep talking about the black swan, bro. It's like
It's
a
just an
shill thing.
example. It's just an example. It's a the
not my
black swan
example,
photo is
though,
very
is it?
clear. It's just heavily distorted.
But I showed you a video that's
You showed me a
much
video
clearer.
of like 3, or you're talking about the video of like 3 lights that were like blurry as all hell.
If you watch a few more seconds of that video, you see
I
Blackpool
scrubbed
to
through
the
the whole
Isle of
thing.
Man. Blackpool to the Isle of Man, which is 100 miles away.
I scrubbed through the whole thing.
Yeah. The Blackpool
You're talking about
to
the short?
Isle of Man is that Blackpool to the Isle of Man is even clearer because it's taken with a professional camera. I did my phone. So yeah, you can see many observations at water level.
So are you talking about the YouTube short that I looked at, or are you talking about something else?
It's on the YouTube short.
Because in that YouTube short, I didn't see like the one with Forrest.
Yeah,
I'll pull it up again.
And if you want,
yeah, scrubbing through the whole thing. There's the thing. There's like the 3 lights that you can see that are like blurry and distorted. Then there's like an automatic. There's like a computer. I'll show this
at the
again.
bottom of the
There's
screen,
like a CGI
bro,
thing.
It's at the bottom of the screen. It says Isle of Man from Blackpool. What are you watching? I can't see your screen. I have no idea if you're watching the right video. The short video.
Is it at the end of the video? Where?
At the
Oh,
very
okay. So
start of
the text
video.
is blocking it. One sec. The text is blocking it.
Very start
So
of the
so you say so it's at the really right. Yeah. So there's something that says the Isle of Man, and then it says from Blackpool, and then we're seeing some windmills, and we're seeing a mountain.
Yeah. It's cute, yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. Where's the
Yeah.
buildings?
The buildings are from Alicante, San Juan. In my video, I'm talking
And then
about
looking.
you.
This is terrible.
can
So I mean, actually, wait one sec. Can I get rid of the text? Is there some way to hide
You
the
can
text?
literally see the Isle of Man from Blackpool. It shouldn't be visible.
Well, no. I mean, you can see mountains. You can see mountains across the way, and you can
You
see
shouldn't
windmills.
be
I don't know where the
able to
mountains are.
see- They should be completely below the horizon or
Wait.
behind the horizon, however you say it in
Where
America.
where are the windmills that you're seeing? Where are they supposed to be?
I guess they're like
Are they
off
in
the
the water?
coast.
Are they on the land?
They're in the water. I'm talking about the mountain behind. We know the height of the mountain behind, and we know the distance from the mountain to Blackpool. And you shouldn't see any of the mountain. It should be completely hidden. You're going to claim it's either bendy light, or you're going to claim something I've never heard before. But either way,
I'm either going to have an explanation or I'm not. Like,
It's
okay.
that simple, isn't it? It's that simple. But you can't say that it's supposed to be there because it isn't. According to mathematics, 100 miles.
What mathematics did you do?
Well, I've spoken to different mathematicians. I've been on different.
Name
curve
one. Hold on, name
calculators.
one.
I've got screenshots of me speaking to mathematicians in Spanish.
Who were
and in
they?
English. People on the mathematic groups of Facebook that are not flat earthers or
Mathematics
globe
groups of
skeptics.
Facebook. That's where you're getting your mathematicians from?
I've gone to different public math groups on Facebook in English and Spanish, and I've said, hey, these flat earthers are claiming 8 inches per mile squared, and they're saying it's accurate until 2,000
So how far?
kilometers or whatever.
What was the distance of the mountain that you were seeing? What was the distance of the Isle of Man from you?
If I remember right, it's 100 miles.
And where was your original location? Do you remember?
Blackpool.
Blackpool. One sec. Let me just measure the distance.
Yeah, it's all right. Thank you for looking into it.
Blackpool.
Instead of just laughing about it like a lot of people do.
Okay, so here's Blackpool. And then there's the Isle of Man. Let's just get a quick measurement. Okay, so it's about 100 kilometers. Let's put in 100 kilometers. Oh, what's that? You should be able to see the mountain. I can show you really quick. You should be able to see the top of the mountain from Blackpool, 100 kilometers away from sea level.
What's 100 kilometers in miles again?
Like 65.
Okay.
I just punched in 2 meter observer height, which, you know, is perhaps a little bit generous. I punched in 100 kilometers, and I punched in the tallest mountain is 600 and I guess it's 610 meters. So you would expect to be able to see, yeah, some of the mountain.
Wow, 65. I think you're wrong. Maybe even
I just
lying.
measured it on
See,
Google Earth, buddy.
well,
Like
let me
this
get to my
this
point.
distance
If
is
you-
100 miles,
you
or it's
don't like me
102
interrupting you.
kilometers.
You don't like me interrupting you, so maybe I can just finish this. 65 miles by 65 miles by 8 inches per mile equals 33,800
That's
inches.
so
Divided by
cute.
12, it gives 2,816 feet.
That's not how you calculate how far away you can see tall things.
It's how much curvature, vertical drop there should be.
It's how much drop from a tangent there is. That's not how
At
you
water-
calculate
at
the.
water
That's not how
level-
you
at
calculate
water
how
level-
far away you can see tall things.
At water level, there should be 2,816 feet of drop.
How do you account for
Obviously,
the height of the observer? How do you account for the height of the thing that you're seeing? Because it's not just enough to just use the 8 inches per square mile. It doesn't work. The formula is a little bit more complicated. Are you familiar with this? Are you familiar with Walter Bislin's advanced Earth curve calculator?
You fabricated the 2 meters altitude.
I mean, if you're a short king, I can put in 1 meter if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I'd
You'd
like to know what
you'd
the
still
vertical
see it,
drop
even
is.
if you're a short king at 1 meter tall, which checks out.
Tell you what, if I check on another curve calculator, I
You
bet
should go to
wrong.
Walter Bislin's advanced Earth curvature calculator and just punch it in
How
there.
about the Metabunk curve calculator?
I've never heard of that. I'm just using Walter Bislin, and I've checked the math on Walter Bislin's curve calculator, and it works. So, I mean, look, if you're not even familiar with how to calculate the distance to the thing that you should be able to see, apparently not, if you're just using 8 inches per square mile.
I could show you visual evidence of me having spoken and confirmed with mathematicians.
Okay, so then what's the formula to calculate the distance to a distant object that you can see? What's the formula to calculate how far away you can see a distant object given an observer height of, say, 3 meters and a distant object that's, say, 1 kilometer tall? How do you calculate that distance?
I've got it all written down somewhere from
Yep.
previous arguments. I don't have it in my memory because I'm not a mathematician. So I'm on a curve calculator now, and it says that there should be 604 meters hidden refracted. The actual drop is 672 meters. So who's lying, you?
Well, considering the
curve
tallest mountain is
calculator.
610 meters, like,
Yeah.
actually, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it's 621 meters above sea level.
Right. So
That would
we
mean that you'd be able
shouldn't
to see the top.
So the refracted drop is 672. So you shouldn't see.
No, I'm
any of the
getting
mountain.
with standard atmospheric refraction, I'm getting that you should have about 600 meters hidden at 1 meter observer height.
Yeah, but if you watch that video, bro, you'll see the mountain pretty much from top to bottom. So what are you
Definitely
gonna say
not.
about that?
Definitely not
Yeah,
seeing the
definitely, yeah.
mountain from top to
Definitely, yeah.
bottom.
You can see the smaller mountains next to the big mountains. So what are you talking about, bro? You're
I'll just
grabbing, you're reaching.
I mean, you can't see this, but everybody else can.
You're reaching,
This is the
bro.
mountain that's being referred to, and
It shouldn't be
tell me
visible
that that's
at all.
the top to bottom of the mountain. Like,
You
okay,
can see a lot.
Everybody
you
can
can
see.
see a lot more than you can see a lot more than the top 16 meters, can't you? Be honest.
I don't
Be
know. I
honest.
don't know if that's true.
Wow, is that only 16 meters that you can see? That's
Did you measure
pretty
it?
lame.
Did you get like a laser level and measure it? Because if you
I
didn't,
can
then there's no
see
way
the
that you can
peak
establish that.
Going down each
Why is it
side. I
so?
can see mountains on
Howard,
each side.
Howard,
What are
why
you
is it
talking
that
about?
flat earthers never actually measure anything?
I'm not a flat earther, bro, and I have measured things. I measured.
Why
the
is it that
tallest
globe
building in
skeptics never actually measure anything?
Why is it you keep interrupting me when I told you I measured the tallest building in San Juan Alicante at 96 meters, and there's supposed to be 80 meters hidden, yet we see the tallest building and shorter buildings from top to bottom. We see the streetlights.
Wait, how do you know that you're measuring from top to bottom? You keep asserting that. How do you know? Are you making a measurement that you can actually like detect the bottom of the bottom of the building?
I can see the streetlights along the beach.
How do you know that they're streetlights?
promenade. The beach promenade is water level.
How
It's
do you
about
know that these
15
are streetlights?
meters.
How do you know
Because
any
when
of
I go-
this?
Because when I go to San Juan, I can see the streetlights of Benidorm, mate. What do you want to say?
How do you
about
know that
that
you're seeing streetlights and not building lights?
Because I live in Benidorm, bro, and I know what Benidorm streetlights look like, and all the skyscrapers look like
Ah, so you can tell.
Like in
So
New
so
York.
from 30 miles away, you can tell the difference between a streetlight and like a window.
20 miles with a camera, you can see clearly, especially when they're all in
I'm
the
sure.
line, a horizontal line, especially
I'm
when
sure.
they're strung together.
It's
Benidorm
definitely
lights-
not that buildings have windows in a horizontal line.
not exactly in a horizontal line like San Juan.
Oh,
And Benidorm
buildings don't
actually
have
has-
buildings in a horizontal line?
You know, like bridges have them like cable ties that kind of dip in the middle. Well,
Mhm.
Benidorm has the street lights that do the same thing all the way along the beach promenade, and you can see them going up and down, up and down. It's beautiful, bro. You should really have a look. Come on.
Yeah,
Holiday,
do you have
a
this in a
look.
video somewhere?
I don't, because I live in Benidorm, but I've been to San Juan and seen.
Okay, so
Benidorm
this is
from
just a
San
trust me,
Juan.
bro.
No, but you can go to anyone's video of San Juan looking at Benidorm, or anyone like mine looking at San
Sure.
Juan from Benidorm, and you can see it, or you can come on holiday and see it for yourself every day, every night on a clear day. It's
Let's
so
look up
easy.
Benidorm from San Juan.
Beautiful. I'm sure you'll see something. And while you're doing that,
Let's see
I've
if I can
also
find
got the
anything.
argument that the constellations haven't changed position.
Oh, they
None
have.
of them are
They have. We
disfigured.
can
No,
measure.
they
We can
haven't,
measure.
no.
So before
We
you
can
change topics, I'm not finding. I mean, like, YouTube's not particularly easy to find flat Earth stuff, but I'm not finding any videos that are showing Benidorm from San Juan.
Look, bro, I asked Justin if he'd have a moderated debate, and he didn't dare, and neither did
Justin who?
Hunty. Your friend Justin. So my point is, if any of you atheists have got the marbles to have a moderated debate where you
I've
can't
done
mute me,
moderated
and I can,
debates on flat Earth
yeah, not
before.
with
I've
me,
been on
not,
modern day debates.
I'm not a flat earther.
Yes, you
And,
are.
no,
You're,
I'm
I mean,
not, bro.
you're
Why do you have to
you're
misrepresent my
basically the
position?
same as a flat earther.
No, I'm totally not the same. The flat Earth model is a joke. It's released by the United Nations to give us a false dichotomy.
Okay.
You want to talk about
I'm
it?
glad we agree. I'm glad we agree that the flat Earth model is a joke.
Yeah, I can tell you why it's a joke. Not because of that final experiment that wasn't an experiment, just for the simple fact that we can see the Southern Cross constellation from South Africa, South America, and Australia. That debunks the flat Earth silly model.
I
But that
agree. I
doesn't
agree.
mean-
Actually, do you have an explanation for that? Because it makes sense on a globe.
It makes sense on a higher dimensional Earth, doesn't it?
But I thought you
Because,
can only see the 3 dimensions.
Actually, we see what do you call it, like a shadow or a reflection? You know, if you look in the mirror, you don't actually see 3D. You see a 2D. We see in 2D. We see 3D things, but with 2D kind of thing. Yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
explaining myself right.
But surely we can't see more than 3
Awesome.
dimensions.
Awesome. If you saw a 4D object in the sky, it would look like 3D to you.
So why would you
Like-
be able to see it from 3 different places pointing in 3 different directions?
Right. Have you ever watched the cartoon called Flatland? And I'm not talking about Flat Earth. I'm talking about.
Yes, I'm familiar with it. I've actually read the book.
Awesome, awesome. So you know that cartoon where the 3D character puts his finger into a 2D world, and they don't see the finger.
It wouldn't
they
appear
just
in
see-
different places.
It's just for your audience. It's just for your audience. When
Well,
he
no,
puts
but
his
Howard, the analogy doesn't work. In
I'm
Flatland,
trying to get there. I'm trying to
it
get there,
doesn't
but you
appear
won't
in
let me.
different places from different perspectives.
Like I'm trying to get there, bro. If a 3D character put his finger in a 2D world, the 2D
Mhm.
world would only see a circle getting bigger and then smaller as he takes
Yep,
his
and it
finger
would
out.
it would still appear to be in one place.
This is for your audience. That was just for your audience. So now we're talking about a 4D celestial being poking itself into a 3D world. We're only going to see a shadow or a reflection.
Then
of
why are we
this.
seeing it in 3 different places?
Because it can be in. Look, you're asking me to explain a 4th dimensional being. Like no one can even.
Well, yeah,
depict
if
a
this is your
tesseract.
explanation,
You know about
then explain
tesseracts.
it.
You know about. I'm trying. You know about tesseracts. Tesseracts are
Yes, I'm familiar with tesseracts.
a
It's a
conception.
fancy name for a 4-dimensional cube.
A conception of a 4-dimensional shape, because we can't draw a 4th dimensional shape.
You're
not
doing it
even
again.
with
You're avoiding the
AI.
question.
I'm not, bro. I'm trying to get there. You just don't seem to be understanding my point. If we can't draw a 4th dimensional object, even with quantum computers and AI, how do you expect me to explain how a 4th dimensional being like the sun or the moon function? I can only guess. I can only kind
So
of
you don't have an
describe.
explanation.
I do have an explanation. It's a 4th dimensional
Well,
being, and it
that
can
would be
do
like
things
saying that would
we
be like
can't
me
do.
saying the explanation for why we can see too far, allegedly, is because of the flumpus dungled the squareness. Like, it's a non-explanation if you can't explain it.
I'm trying to explain it.
You're
that
just
you
saying,
keep
it's
interrupting
fourth
me
dimensional,
and changing
therefore
it.
it makes sense. Like, no, it's not an explanation.
Well, let's talk about atoms. Where is
Hold
an
on,
electron? Is it
that's
no,
a pivot.
I'm relating to what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
if you don't relate it, I'm going to kick you.
I'm trying to relate it, but please let me finish my point because you keep jumping.
All right,
and I
relate
keep
it. Go
forgetting
ahead.
What I'm talking about. Thanks. When you listen to Big Think, you know this Michelle, I can't remember her last name. She's talking about how electrons are not actually in one place at one time. They're kind of like we're seeing a particle, but it's really a wave. It's like it's in many places at once, but we can only perceive it in one place as if it's one thing. Like the double slit experiment, is it a wave? Is it a particle? Well, I would relate the sun and the moon to electrons and protons, that they react in ways that we might not be able to explain, model, or even understand 100%. But the same explanations that they use for the atom and the electron and the proton, I would say for the sun and the moon. Because
Yeah,
the
so we
moon
do
has
have
a chilling.
explanations for atoms. We
Yeah,
do know how
exactly.
they
Well,
work.
I'm trying to reference them explanations for the sun and the moon because the sun gives heat and the moon chills water. I
I'm
don't know if
asking
it
about
gives
the
cold
Southern
or if it
Cross. You
takes
said you
heat.
were going to relate it to the Southern Cross.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were on about the sun and the moon.
We
Was you
weren't
on
talking
it
about the
being in
sun or the moon. We
multiple
were talking
places?
about the Southern Cross.
Okay. Well, that's because you didn't make it doesn't make sense what you're
I
saying.
was
I'll
asking
explain.
why can you see
You
it
don't.
in
You
different
don't.
places from different parts or in the Southern Hemisphere. We were specifically
Right.
talking about the Southern Cross.
Right. You do not see the Southern Cross constellation from South Africa while you're looking at it from South America. You don't. It's at different times of night. You know that the night
No, it's the
times are
same.
different times.
It's simultaneous. This has been done on a live stream.
Right. You see the Southern Cross constellation when it's nighttime. Yeah, and it's nighttime at different times
Yeah,
in the world.
it's simultaneous. So like it might be like 8 p.m. nighttime in South Africa, and it might be like 3 a.m. nighttime in Sydney. But you can see it both at the exact same moment by looking south, or almost exactly south.
Which is why I'm not a flat earther, bro. And not that I'm a
Yeah,
Christian
so do you have an
either.
explanation for why that happens?
Yeah. And like I'm trying to get to, I'm not a Christian, but just to reference the Bible,
I don't
it
care.
says
Explain
I'm
why you can see
trying to, I'm
Southern
trying to
Cross from
give you
multiple
an
locations in different
explanation. I'm
directions.
trying to give you an explanation.
You
If you
first,
please let me finish.
that's what you said about the quantum mechanics stuff that you
I thought you were
butchered,
talking about
and
the
that
sun
was
and the
unrelated.
moon. I
No,
thought
we've
you
been
were
talking about the Southern
sun
Cross
and the
this whole
moon.
time.
All right, I was wrong. I admit my mistake. But when I thought you were talking about the sun and the moon, I referenced the atom.
Okay, so now
Atmosphere, atom.
explain
Now I know that
the
you're
Southern
talking about the
Cross.
Southern Cross. I would like to get there. I nearly forgot what I was going to say. Oh my god. Do you remember what I started talking about? And
You brought up the
said,
Bible.
Thank you. Right, you can laugh. It's okay. I'm not a Christian, so I don't care if you laugh. My point is, the Bible describes Earth as having four corners and the circle of heaven, the circle of the Earth, sitting above the circle of Earth. So heavens are a circle, the Earth is a square, or in just 2D terms. So when they say square in a circle, maybe it's because God united two shapes, and we have a multi-dimensional realm, a cosmology that's made up of two shapes or something, and that's why it's multi-dimensional, because it's something we can't visualize, something we can't replicate, something we're inside of. So it's like a fish trying to describe a fishbowl. He can't because he's inside it. So that's what I understand the Bible to be describing, that Earth is finite and the heavens are infinite. Like pi is an infinite number, and pi is how you
Hold
make a
on, how does
circle.
this have to do with the Southern Cross?
Because you're looking at the celestial sphere. Yeah, it's called the.
Yep.
It's called, yeah.
What's your
So
explanation for the Southern Cross?
So again, you're looking up in the sky at lights, which are understood to be a spherical shape, but the Earth is what we can visualize, what we can observe and measure, is a level, upright, geocentric, stationary playing field.
None of this addresses the question. Why can you see it? Oh, that's loud. Sorry.
Okay.
Why can you see it in why can you see it by looking in different directions at the same time?
Because like I was saying about the sun and the moon, they're fourth or even fifth dimensional.
Okay, so
beings,
how is it
celestial
that
beings, they are not physical.
in the
We are
flatland analogy, the 3D person puts their finger into the 2D world. Regardless of where the 2D creatures are, they see the 3-dimensional or the 2-dimensional slice of the 3-dimensional person in one place. Saying it's 4-dimensional doesn't answer it. You want to try again?
Yes, it does. Well, of course it does. You come
no,
on.
it doesn't.
You agreed with me before that 2D is let's say height and width. 3D is height, width, and depth. What is 4D? You can't tell me. I can't tell you.
There's a
But
name for it.
There's another dimension.
There's a name for it. It's
dimension. Like there's another axis. There's another axis. So when you're on another
right, but it's still in one place. It's still in one place.
I don't know about that because people say
yes, I do. It's definitely still in one place.
Please, you're not the Almighty. You're not the Most High. You do not know what the fourth dimension is. They say fourth dimension is
I've written papers on it. I absolutely do. I absolutely understand it mathematically very well.
People have written erroneous papers before. You do not.
Oh, my papers are not erroneous. They're published in well-credited journals.
You're just proving your arrogance now, mate. You're really showing yourself.
No, I'm just like, well, this is like a thing that I'm quite knowledgeable about because it happens to fall within my field of expertise.
Why have you been tripping on DMT and LSD and stuff, or are you just talking out your ass now?
No, I have a PhD in physics, and the physics that I do is essentially the physics of higher dimensional spacetimes.
Yeah, but you haven't been to the higher
So
dimensions, have you?
not required in order to actually know what I'm talking about. So again, explain how
believe what
something
you're
being in
talking
4
about, you could-
dimensions means that it's in more than one place at once.
we're talking about a physical location of something that's higher than the 3D
Yep, a
physical
4-dimensional physical object would still
How
be
can
in
a
a 4-dimensional physical location.
How can a fourth dimensional thing be physical? That kind of defeats
The same way that the
purpose.
3-dimensional thing is physical, even though, from the perspective of the 2-dimensional beings in the flatland, they don't understand 3-dimensional objects.
Can you name a 2-dimensional physical object?
Graphene?
Sorry?
I thought so. Yeah, so
no,
that
no,
was
no.
a cool
Graphene
pivot.
is not a graphene is not a 2D.
I mean,
don't think you're saying the truth.
it
Mathematics-
behaves 2-dimensionally, yeah.
No, I'm asking for a 2. You said that you know of 2D physical 2D things that exist. Name one.
Well,
Come
I
on.
gave you the example
You
of
can't.
graphene because graphene
No, you said
behaves
how it
as a
acts.
2-dimensional
I'm
lattice.
not talking about how it behaves.
But
I'm
Howard, I
asking
never
you-
said that I know of a 2-dimensional object.
So
We were
you don't
talking about
know
the
of- so
flatland
you-
example.
Yeah, so you don't know of
Howard,
anything
are
that's
you not
physical.
Oh my god, this is insufferable. Howard, I was using your example. You brought up flatland and how
Yeah.
the 2-dimensional people living in flatland see the 3-dimensional object passing through flatland. And when
As
that
2D.
happens, they
As
see it
2D.
in the 3-dimensional object passing through the 2-dimensional flatland. When the 2-dimensional beings see that object, they see it in one place. They don't see it in multiple places.
We don't know. It was a concept. It was a cartoon. But
We
the
can
main
work out the
point is,
geometry. We do know perfectly well.
we only know geometry for the 3rd dimension.
Oh my
width,
god.
Depth and height. We do.
I want to jump off a bridge, y'all. Oh, we actually don't have any guests. All the TikTok guests, they all left. That's embarrassing. Grimlock, thank you for the $5. Well, we do have some super chats to read while we wait for some guests to filter in. So why don't we read those? From Cranky Old Cuber with the $5. Morning, Dr. Blitz. Enjoying the roasting of the FLERFS while I build a shed. Cheers, I think is what that meant to say. Thank you, Cranky Old Cuber. I appreciate you. From Bacon and Vodka with the $5. All science for you. A new phrase has entered my repertoire. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out like what the best way to do it is. Like, you know, they'll say I'll pray for you. I feel like it should be like I'll experiment for you or I'll calculate for you or something like that. And if they say like, you know, God bless you, then I can say science bless you or something like this. I'm trying to work out what the right thing is because there's a joke there. We just gotta do it right. From Garba Gaiman with the 5 Canuck bucks. Thank you. Can you ask them why anyone can use a telescope and a prism to find the stars have hydrogen and helium? Although that might be too complicated. Yeah, that is too complicated. From Fears Interaction, as usual, so always supporting the channel, just like Garba Gaiman, just like Nectu. I'd be a flat earther too, but man, all this effing water vapor, so true. It's all that water vapor. From Garba Gaiman again with the 5 Canuck bucks, it's impossible that the camera meant to watch a skydiver could be pointed downwards. Yeah, right. Chessbutt with the $2. Help the towers. Yes, the tower. Look, in every conversation with a flat earther, the towers fell long ago, right? And from Natalie with the $2, what shape does he think the Earth is if not flat? The thing about flat earthers is that they refuse to be pinned down to a flat Earth model because if you do, you can ask them questions and you can falsify their model. That's why you'll never or rarely will you find a flat earther who will actually say, yes, this is what I think is happening with the Earth and the moon and the sun and all that stuff. They just won't let you pin them down for it. Just because, you know, they I don't think it's actually falsifiable, or I don't think that they know that it would be falsified, but it's like ingrained. Yes, guys, just so you know, I am 8'4". I'm actually one of the tallest people alive. For TikTok chat, because TikTok chat is currently trying to figure it out. Yeah, so if you want to see more of this, make sure that you send this out to more people. We can get more people involved if you're watching on YouTube. And you want to join, if you think that the Earth is flat, or if you think that the Earth is not round and you want to join, there's a link right behind me somewhere up here. And you can hop into the guest box. It's just a link to Video Ninja. It's not like some sketchy thing. On the other hand, if you're watching on TikTok, you can join via the guest box. So we do have a guest in the guest box. We'll bring them up. See what they have to say.
Hey,
Dogman, how's
Dr.
it going?
Blitz. Hey, if you were to play Marvel Rivals, who would you main?
Oh, I do play Marvel Rivals, and I main Magic.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Cool. Okay, thank you.
of course. Thanks for being here. Wait, Aaron, I missed your super chat? It didn't even pop up on my feed. One sec, let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Aaron. Yeah, I don't see. I didn't get a Cash App. I don't see it popping up on my feed. I'm sorry. I mentioned I'm 6'2" last time. I am an enigma. Well, thank you anyway. Sorry I missed the super chat. You'll never find a person who believes the earth is flat. You'll be waiting for hours. Oh no, I find a lot. Maybe you'll have an argument about whether God exists, you'd get more people. I do that every once in a while. Yeah, actually, it turns out, I'm actually 7'6" in 4 dimensions, but I'm 8'3" in 2 dimensions, and I'm 6'9" in 3 dimensions. That's actually how it works, and that makes perfect sense too. But yeah, currently we have no guests, which is surprising. Usually we get lots of guests. Yeah, no, it's true. My height changes depending on your viewing angle and depending on the amount of atmospheric distortion. Yeah. Wait, so your real last name Blitz, or are you a football fan? The origins of my account name are intended to be mysterious. All right, so it looks like that we're not getting any guests. So I think that what we might do is we might change topics a little bit. I'm going to end the live on YouTube, and we're going to restart on YouTube since it seems like nobody wants to come on, which is fine. We can swap topics. There's no problem with that. So everybody, give me just a minute on YouTube. On TikTok, we're just going to change the background instantly. But give me just a moment, everybody, if you're watching on YouTube.